Hello, 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 hello. You all come in. Hit like, hit share. If you're on Instagram, tap twice. Hit the hearts, because I will download this to Instagram. So tap twice and hit the hearts. And YouTube, do what you do. Slightly, when I upload this on YouTube, comment as you always do and engage, and hit the thumbs up button. Facebook, hit the thumbs up, show some digital love, show some hearts. Share this on your timeline. All right, share this on your timeline. So, I want to talk about the article that I read yesterday from Forbes, and it went on to say, and I hope my connection stays well. I am driving on the rural road, and so good morning to you. But the article in Forbes went on to inform or announce that the United States, the U.S., is moving to digital currency. I sound like Medea, digital, but digital currency, right? Digital currency. Now, I do want to tell you that this is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, just informing you of some things that I'm doing as a result of that news release in preparation. You can see the writing on the wall in a sense, because many stores, thank you for the digital love, many stores or places of business. Good evening, Lee. Good evening, Lee, aka Les Brown. Many stores and businesses have already stopped accepting cash, right? Whether it's because of this pandemic, and a lot of people believe that it's transmittable. So a lot of businesses and stores are already saying we don't want paper dollar, right? We don't want paper dollar. And so Forbes released this, and I like to comment or make my video blogs on creditable news articles, not these news articles that float around on social media and you've never heard of the business. So Forbes is very creditable, and they made the announcement, or they reported that release today. So this explains everything about why 5G is here. 5G technology is not only just because of AI, which is artificial intelligence, right? Which means that 5G technology, Wi-Fi, has to be in place to take artificial intelligence jobs where they need to go, right? If you're going to have self-driving trucks, you need that powerful Wi-Fi to do that. If you're going to have robots with jobs, you need that power to do that. But in token, it's so powerful that it also causes health issues, right? It also causes health issues. And so with this, everything is going digitalized, right? Everything is going digitalized. If you have been following the Fed and the federal government, you know that trillions of digitalized transactions and for its bookkeeping has been made. That's called the repo market, to help bail out businesses that I don't think should have been bailed out, like U.S. Airlines, for example. Businesses under Trump's leadership paid the lowest interest rates, right? As far as lowest interest rates on loans, and they were most profitable. So what a lot of businesses did was they took their profits, they took their money, they took their overhead, and they became greedy with it, and they bought back company stocks, or they purchased their company stocks. And they did that to manipulate the stock market, to make their stocks look more valuable on paper than what they were, to wean people into buying into the stocks, right? Instead of investing their money back into the business and back into their employees. So now, when times like these, they are broke, and they ask for the federal government to, bail them out in a sense. But that bailout has to be paid by working people like you and I, right? That money created has to be taxed upon, and it has to be paid back with interest, right? And so what happens now with your paper cash, or what could be done away with, according to Forbes, could be done away with. And see, this is what people don't understand, right? If you've watched The Matrix, in The Matrix that you can either take the blue pill or the red pill, right? If you continue to watch this video, you can take the blue pill, and you can decide that you're going to go back to watching your reality television shows, your whatever entertainment, Family Feud, whatever you like for entertainment, right? And you can say, oh, this is just, this is nothing. But we're already somewhat in a digital world anyway, right? Because I don't know about you, but when I go to Smoothie King, or when I go to Chick-fil-A, all I have to do is to place my order in an app, right? When I go to Smoothie King in the drive-thru, for example, there is no transaction, no touching of hands made, no exchange. I hold my cell phone out. I have the barcode up to scan, and the worker or the employee at the window scans my phone, and it's automatically paid. It's no plastic exchange or paper, right? Same thing with Chick-fil-A. No plastic exchange, no paper. They just bring my food out and curbside pickup, and through ordering through apps. So we are already digitalized. But what this means is, for industrial revolution, it means a lot of things. Number one, what people don't know is the Bretton Woods system, or the Bretton Woods in 1944. What that did was change the way banking and money would be done in the United States forever. So in 1944, the citizens at that time were aware of central banks and federal reserves, and how that would harm the economy, how that would harm the world, and they fought against it. They shut it down. But finally, the Federal Reserve, which is not government, and they're not federal, and they're not a bank, right? Finally implemented the Federal Reserve System. And in 1971, President Richard Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. And what that means was that up to that point, money was gold and silver, and that's still money today. But if you don't know your history, you don't study that, you taking the blue pill, your idea of money is this: printed paper, not physical gold and silver. What this is currency. And how currency is printed or even put into the books to produce more or transaction more digitally is, what happens is, some other countries or investors or people buy bonds, right? They purchase bonds, U.S. bonds agreement. When they purchase bonds, this is allowed for this paper to be printed in the form of an IOU. So in 1971, to make it simple, this became debt because it's no longer backed by real money, which was physical gold. See, up to 1971, the only amount of this that could be printed out into the population was, you learned this in the Forex market, okay, was the amount of the physical gold that was in storage to actually back it up. So now nothing backs it up. And what happened was, when the United States made a deal with Saudi Arabia, it then became somewhat not backed by a commodity that was a real commodity, but it was known as the petrodollar, because Saudi Arabia said it would only sell its oil, right? You know, commodities are things like silver, gold, oil, wheat, agriculture, land, physical real estate, real things, right? Real things that holds intrinsic value, that holds value, right? You can take land, for example, and grow produce on it, and your produce becomes more valuable. You know, we have something here in Mississippi called the black soil, because how rich the soil is. So you make money off the produce that the land produces. Or you can take land and build real estate or homes and provide people housing, and allow those people that occupy that space to pay you, right, to occupy your space. If you ever watch the movie Founder by McDonald's, you understand the difference between assets and liabilities. Ray Kroc had to understand that my money is not in this burger. My money is owning the land, right? So when you learn what's real assets versus liabilities, then you can be successful. Once you learn what's real money versus monopoly money or currency, then you can be successful. And the thing is, many people have taken the blue pill, meaning that they're unknowledgeable because they don't know what real money is. They never held real money. They've only held monopoly money, printed money, currency, which is debt. So in 1971, I mean, not 1971, but when the dollar when we made a deal with Saudi Arabia and became known as the petrodollar, then that's when the United States became the king of currencies. That's when our dollar had power. Saudi Arabia said we will not sell our oil in exchange for anything else but for the American US dollar, right? But what happened in 1971 when Richard Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard was France and Germany decided, hey, we want to come back and get our physical gold. We want to come back and get our real money, right? And so the United States said, oh, we got to take the dollar off the gold standard because we don't want to give them the real true assets. See, when central banks hold money in forms of gold and silver in storage, that's the only true asset that they have, because it's the only thing that does not have a liability attached with it. When banks give you loans or cash, it's liability, it's interest that comes with it, right? When they give you a loan, it's a liability that you can default, and that's why you have to repay them back interest. But that's why JP Morgan, Chase Bank, just have accumulated a total of 1.5 million ounces or worth of silver, right? And so silver right now is looking to be more accessible or more of an asset to have than gold, because silver will bring you a greater rate at return, because the spot price of silver right now is like $13-14 an ounce. And silver has to be used for more than one thing. See, silver and gold is money. Silver was even preferred more in biblical days by the Egyptians, right? But silver is also an industrial metal versus gold, meaning that you use silver in computers. You use silver if you go to war for the weapons production of mass destruction. You use silver in batteries. You use silver in cellular fueling, right? If you want to do cellular versus electrical, right? And so solar panels and things like that. So silver is more used in different ways, and it's money because it has intrinsic value, or it holds its value as well. So it's even predicted that the price of silver in 6 to 12 months will just go off the charts, right? And a lot of people don't have these commodities. So what's going to happen, people? Now that the U.S. or Forbes have announced that the U.S. that this will no longer be printed, but it's going to be digitalized. Now you have cryptocurrency and blockchain also that's going to take off. Now again, I'm not giving you financial advice, but once you study the history, you can always predict your future financially. And so this is why I have a silver stacking report that people invest in for a small investment of $25. You can go to my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. On page 1, stroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see the silver stacking report. You need to know what type of silver to invest in, and you need to know what type of silver does not require a 1099-B form. A 1099-B form is a form that once you sell your silver back to dealers, to metal dealers, they would have to report that transaction of sales to the IRS. But there are some silver coins, rounds, and bullions that do not require reporting, meaning that you have more capital gain, right? More capital gain, or more money back on your investment. What rich people do is they understand it's not about how much money you can make, but how much you can keep. And what they mean is how much you can keep in form of taxes, right? How much you can keep in form of taxes. So the the rich and wealthy always put their money into things that will give them a greater rate of return on the investment, and also they pay less in taxes for it, right? So you want that report for $25. Also, you need to be studious and study about cryptocurrency and blockchain. And so a lot of people know about Bitcoin. I don't have any Bitcoin. I'm not investing in any Bitcoin, but I do, with this new announcement, have altcoins, which are blockchain, because blockchain technology and these altcoins is what's going to be needed to fuel this digital dollar that's being released. So if you can get in now on the altcoins, blockchain technology, people, you can be rich. You get silver, crypto, altcoins. You can be rich and get your credit up. Get your credit up, because Navy Federal, for example, or just credit unions in general, PenFed, during recessions, they lend, right? They lend more. See, credit unions are not banks. Just like you think this is money, a lot of people think credit unions and banks are the same. Credit unions and banks are not the same. Credit unions operate for members. They do not operate under the same auspice or laws or rules or regulations that banks do. And so during times of recession, credit unions lend out more. They give lower interest loans all the time, and they're better to deal with. Smoochie said, how do you get into cryptocurrency? Me personally, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm in Coinbase. I'm purchasing through Coinbase. And so I get my altcoins, and I'm not in Bitcoin at all. I don't own one single Bitcoin. But with this digital currency, you definitely need to own that. I'm in it to hold. You got a lot of people that get into cryptocurrency and altcoins, and they trade. I don't know enough about it to trade. I'm just buying it low. And as I'm expecting the price to peak in 6 to 12 months, when the U.S. finalizes this digital currency, then that's when I'm going to sell for profit. Okay. So yeah, so right now I'm in Coinbase. That's what I'm doing personally. So you know, a lot of people that's hoarding cash. See, what people don't understand, yes, you see the news articles or you see the news report that banks are closing down. You know, bank locations across the United States are closing down. And what the rich and informed middle class is doing, they're taking their paper printed money, cash out of banks, not to just put under their mattress. They are taking that money out of banks and they are converting it to these altcoins, cryptocurrency, to silver, mostly silver at this time. Silver is not, silver is, you know, is very affordable to buy right now, but it's not available. If you go on the website, they're going to tell you it's going to be weeks for silver ship. Harris said, I believe this all happened to change laws globally. They did. It did all happen to change laws globally. At the school right now to help with some things, but you know, school is going to remote learning. And even though 5G is harmful to your health, it's not going anywhere, because this is where the United States want to go technology-wise. So if it's not going anywhere, then people need to know things to do to keep their immune system, because the radioactive waves are released and it's airborne in the air. Christopher Griffin, it makes sense to send everyone digital money rather than physical. No contact. Exactly. So people that may be just hoarding, is there a cryptocurrency can translate into credit? Let me see. Thank you. I don't know what you mean by it's a cryptocurrency that can translate into credit. What I do know is one of the strategies I use is I've used 0% credit cards to invest in crypto with. My credit cards, 0% balance transfer offers, I've used them to invest and to invest in my altcoins in crypto. And so, like for example, if you have a Navy Federal account, you can only get this if you have a family member that's a member that was a member through maybe military, and thank God for my family member. Well, I have a Navy Federal credit card. That credit card, I can transfer to my Navy Federal checking account, and my Coinbase is connected through my Navy Federal checking account. So, for example, if I want to advance $3,000 from my Navy Federal credit card to my Navy Federal checking account, then I use that money that I transfer from my credit card to the checking account to then invest in my crypto / altcoins on Coinbase. I hope that made sense for you. You all can understand that. All right. So that's how I use credit to create cash flow. So if you have, cash right now, you definitely want to convert that into money, which is silver, physical silver and gold, and definitely crypto with this announcement from Forbes. The government in China has to do something big like this to shut down America and other countries to change the laws. Think about it. They did. They really did. And it happened so just overnight. Now all of a sudden remote learning, education from home is kind of the norm. You have Zoom, stocks that are doing well because of this. Parents are a little bit aggravated because now for the first time they walk a mile in maybe teacher shoes, and they see how it is, and I think they value teachers and education a little bit more for its teaching and getting your kids to do what they supposed to do for its educational wise. But yeah, and to be honest with you, I just read an article, I think from the Wall Street Journal, that also said that I can't think about it, but the United States hospitals was we needed some more like incubators to treat people that's dealing with these like respiratory symptoms from this 5G. I forgot what they call the incubators, but President Trump asked the auto industries to build them, Ford, GMC, and they could not do it. They had to build them. They had to do it in China. So America is drastically behind technological wise and as far as production and what we need to do, because we are way back in the industrial age and warehouse. Well, yeah, Wuhan was the first place that the 5G technology was released. So yeah, America knows about it. Yeah. But the thing is, with Saudi Arabia and OPEC and the trade war and the cost of oil by the barrel being drastically lowered, that lowers the purchasing prices of our dollar, because that's why we were known as the petrodollar. So now you're going to see a lot of like shale oil companies go bankrupt because they need barrel of oil to be priced at least $50 a barrel, $40 to $50 a barrel. Now it's at $20 to $30. So you're going to see a lot of gas stations go bankrupt because they can't function at all that price that low. And Saudi Arabia has refused to just lower their production and keep the prices that high. And so this is going to have a domino effect on banks as well, because, you know, banks have made loans to these oil companies, these shale oil companies, and it's going to bankrupt the banks as well, which is further depreciating the dollar, right? So it is, it's not depreciating the dollar, but it's lowering the dollar's purchase price. And I'll say it like this, Harris, and I'm signing out. Let's say if 10 people, right? 10 people are giving $1. 10 people you give 10 people $1, right? And 10 people are giving this $1 to buy one loaf of bread. One loaf of bread. Let's say the loaf of bread is 94 cents. 94 cents. Well, now you give the same 10 people $2. The same 10 people $2. So now that there's more dollars in circulation and more people have more dollars, the price of bread cannot remain the same because more people have more dollars, which means if they keep it the same, it will stay out of stock because more people have purchasing power. So what it does now, it lowers the purchasing power of the dollar. See, in 1971, when the dollar was taken out the gold standard, I think the price of gold per ounce was like $35 an ounce when the dollar was backed by gold, right? So that was $35 an ounce. Yeah. Now gold is what, Mr. Porter, I see you on. How much is gold now currently? $1,500 an ounce, because the dollar's not backed by it anymore. And so what happens is the dollar is about 97% depreciated or lost 97% of its purchasing power since 1971, because as the purchasing power of this printed monopoly money goes down, the intrinsic value of real money, which is gold and silver, goes up, because gold and silver is real money. I know you've been taking the blue pill. I know you only know this is real money, but gold and silver, even in the Constitution, is real money. You read the Constitution, it's gold and silver. And this is when the dollar became debt. So why would you save this? Why would you hoard this and save it? Okay, Mr. Porter said $1,500. Why would you hoard and save this when they are printing this and producing this faster than you can save it? And it's losing purchasing power. And you're not even getting interest on it in banks. It's under 1%. If you have a CD or a money market. So what you do is you take this, and this is not real silver, but just for illustrative purposes, you take this and you convert it. Pilot, I'm going to call you back. I saw you call me. I was going to tell you I was live. I'm going to call you as soon as I hang up. And you convert it to real physical silver. And silver now for the middle class, because it's affordable and it's industrial. It's affordable and it's industrial. And you need to know about crypto. You need to know about this blockchain, because Forbes announcement yesterday was a game changer if you want to get rich. Harris said, I don't use cash anymore. Mine is all debit and credit cards. Exactly. So we're already somewhat digitalized anyway. But with the U.S. making this now official, according to Forbes, then converting cash or using credit to get crypto is the thing, is what I'm doing. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But you need to know what crypto to invest in, just like you need to know what what silver to invest in. You know, all silver is not created equal. All silver is not created equal. So you need to know what silver to invest in, and you need to know what crypto, people. I'm telling you. And the stock market is very volatile right now. It may be 2 years before the stocks get back on point. But this is, blockchain technology is the new system. And I'm telling people, man, if you got credit card, you got cash, that's what you need to convert it to. Blockchain and silver. Blockchain and silver. All right, let me get in. I got to help do something real quick. You all stay safe out there. Make sure you vitamin D yourself up. Vitamin C yourself up. The 5G radioactive waves are real. Keep your immune system up. Keep yourself healthy. Keep pure oxygen in your body as much as you can. When I exercise, I just had on that oxygen mask to increase my pure oxygenated intake. And man, that was an experience, boy. I can tell. You can tell by more oxygen is coming in. Harris said that's why they shut down a lot of Bank of America. Yeah, TD Ameritrade as well. Shut down a lot of those. I know in Louisiana, a lot of Capital One Bank's location was shut down. Thank you so much, Mr. Porter. Make sure you hit like and hit share. And to all my handsome black kings that's on, I am not an angry black woman. I think I've been told the second time on Facebook this week that I am an angry black woman. I'm not angry. I am informed. If you don't understand 5G, you don't have to. I am not trying to be the CJ Madam Walker of this age and era. I don't want that position. I don't want that title. I didn't even want the Queen of Credit title. It was given to me. I'm not trying to be the savior. I just research things and I share knowledge with you for free, right? I'm not, I know what it costs every person that would try to educate and uplift the race. I'm not trying to pay that price, which is usually your life. I'm not trying to be that person. So when I'm on here just educating about 5G and the radioactive waves, I am no way. I'm just trying to help people live a healthier life, physically, emotionally, and financially. I'm not trying to be that. I'm not trying to be that. A lot of this stuff was crowned to me and given to me. Right. So, yeah, I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to be argumentative. I'm not even angry. I'm enjoying my life and I'm living it. And I'm glad that, the Bible says that the most principal thing, right? The most principal thing to acquire is knowledge. Knowledge is the most principal thing. And when you have knowledge, people, you have freedom. And when you have freedom, you can operate in faith. Right? When I'm not using foolish faith and just being out here and think I'm exposed to a virus. If that was the case, I wouldn't be out and about. Harris said, people, we're headed to one world currency. Yeah, that's my new, people will have to get into banks and get cash, not anymore. It's blockchain. Yeah, it's blockchain. And I'm telling you people, Proverbs 13:22, it's time is here. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. But if you don't have the knowledge, and definitely if you don't have the credit to do this, because some people don't have the cash. Some people, it was a recent study out that 1 out of 4 Americans didn't even have $400 cash in the bank. So if you don't have cash to convert over to get into these altcoins and cryptocurrencies, or to get in to invest in and purchase the silver, right? God said the silver and gold is mine, says the Lord. I guess I'm having credit church again. I didn't mean to. But all of this stuff is biblical, people. You have to, even what's going on with 5G is in Revelation 13. It's all biblical. You can't ever go away from that. I don't care what religion, what's your belief. You sit down and read and study this Bible, everything is happening now. And it tells you how to live a life. He said, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prosper. That means physical health, mental health, your soul, your mind, your will, and emotions, and prosperity. Right? So crypto is the way to go. Your altcoins. I'm not going to tell you what altcoins I have because I don't want people to follow what I do. And then if they don't get the end results, fingers can point back to me. Right? I use my credit to invest, and I'm converting my cash. I'm doing both of them. All the cash I have, whenever silver gets back available, I'm getting more silver. Right? I'm getting more silver. One thing I can tell you that's on my silver stacking report is junk silver, because junk silver also has copper in it, and copper will play a role as well in this upchanging global currency system. But I'm telling you, when Forbes released that yesterday, it was confirmation that I bought some more altcoins this morning, as a matter of fact. Altcoins, blockchain, crypto, in the same language. I stacked up some more this morning because I'm like, the silver is not available, so I might as well, accumulate more blockchain / crypto, right? And so, no, I don't tell people what I'm investing in, because I know people listen to me and they follow me. Even that's not even what I want at times, but they do. They listen to what I say, they follow me, and they respect me. And if I tell them what crypto / blockchain I was investing in, and they do it, that I'm investing in, and they do it, and they don't get the same results, then, you never know. People might want to take you to court or something. So I don't even go out there, but I can tell you I'm in it. I have done my due diligence, and you need to convert this paper currency now into real assets and real money, right? Silver and crypto. Forbes just confirmed it. Silver and crypto. And you can come out of this recession like the widow woman in 2 Kings chapter 4. You can come out rich. You can come out rich. Even in a recession, people. Last thing, get your credit score up. FICO 10 is coming. Banks are not going to put themselves in a position to lend money to, or credit unions, to risky borrowers. So they are changing credit scores, and 40 million Americans, as the end of July, credit scores are on schedule to drop, if you do nothing, by 40 points. Right? I always use the illustration or the story of 2 Kings in the Bible, where the widow woman used credit to get out of bad debt. Right? Her sons were about to be taken by the creditors, sold into slavery because her husband had died. They had bad debt, and Elijah, the prophet, told her to go borrow. Borrow means credit. Right? Go borrow vessels, not a few. And when she borrowed, she built a family business. The script was flipped. Her sons went from working to somebody else, the creditors, and being in debt, to working with her in debt, and to working with her and having a family business. People, you also need to invest in a home-based business. You need to save taxes. That's what the rich and wealthy do. They invest in businesses so they can save their money as much as they can without giving it to the IRS in the form of taxes. All right, last thing, their report, I'm signing off. Ephesians 5:16. Redeeming the time, because these days are evil. We are in the time right now. Thank you, Mr. Porter. I appreciate it. Let me tell you, when people put a crown on you, people think it's easy to bear. It's not easy to bear. I know people might look at me and say, oh, you get paid to help people with credit. But do you know, if your credit is stressing me, I'm taking, no matter what you pay me, No matter what the consultation is, I'm taking a burden off you. So I'm uplifting a burden off you and putting it on me to bear. That is not easy to bear. It's not easy when everyone else is going one direction and saying one thing, and I'm saying you all need to look at 5G. You need to look at the health issues with that. It's easy to go along with the crowd. It's hard to be, on the road less taken. It's hard being different. You get labeled as an angry black woman for no reason. I'm not angry at all. Just because I have a divorce is not, I'm better mentally, financially, emotionally, and spiritually behind it. Because I tell people all the time, just because some people are good to you doesn't mean they are good for you. And such is life. Such is life. Every marriage will end in two things, either divorce or death. And either which way it ends, you have to be mentally, financially, emotionally ready to deal with it. Anger does not have to be in that equation. So just because I come out here and I put my life story on the table, I'm not going to allow people to use that against me to reverse it. All right, my friend, my beloved, my hon, Griffin says your work is not for the faint of heart. It's not. People put a crown on your head. Those crowns are hard to bear. Don't let anybody fool you. It's not people. I woke up this morning, I asked myself, why aren't there people on YouTube even talking about credit? There's not even people who's even trying to help people in that sector much anymore. And I'm telling you, if I make my right crypto investments, I won't either. Because it's not an easy burden. If it frustrates you as an individual to get denied, to deal with debt collectors, and, then no matter what the consultation fee, I'm taking on a burden, and it's not easy. So, hey, I'm signing off. Let me go help these kiddos and with their online, this new remote learning that it seems like education is going to. I don't think it's going back. It's here, and it's here to stay. So digital money is going to be here to stay. Remote learning in the school systems. We're going to see a whole change. Artificial intelligence is here. That's why 5G have to be here. So because it's going to be here, you need to know the health issues, right? And you need to know how to build your immune system and to keep yourself as healthy as you can, right? As healthy as you can. I'll see you all later on. Thanks for tuning in. Queen of Credit.